Hello, this is Khalees and Katie on BBC School Report. Here are some of our main stories.
We will be talking about Orkney Deaf Children's Society, traditions and folklore in Orkney. The Orkney Deaf Children's Society was recently set up and run by parents and carers of deaf children. All of the local groups registered to NDCS are very different.
Most get together regularly and organise occasional activities for deaf children and their parents and carers. They usually try to organise some activities like trips to the theatre, local theme parks or Christmas and summer parties.
The rest of our team interviewed Mrs Balcom and Jack Woods. Now over to them.
Hello, my name is Jenna and this is Jim. Today we are here with Mrs Balcom. She is a teacher in Orkney who specialises in working with deaf young people. Could you tell us a little bit about your job?
Well, as you said, I'm Mrs Balcom and I'm hearing support teacher here in Orkney, and I work with young people aged from birth right through to 19. So as a part of that work, I might work in a nursery or a school like KGS or a junior school, or I might work in Orkney College as well. So my job takes me to lots of different schools and of course all over the islands as well.
We've got some questions for you. What is life like for deaf children in Scotland and Orkney in particular?
Well, I hope it's very good here in Orkney. I think all our deaf young children are actually in schools, so they're being very well looked after by their teachers, and hopefully they're enjoying school and feeling like they're very well supported too.
How can people get involved with the society?
Well, the Orkney Deaf Children's Society is a society made up of parents and families of young people who have hearing loss. So if people wanted to get involved, there's a Facebook page and there's also a contact person and email address which I can leave with you if you like, where people can get in touch.
What are the best ways to communicate with deaf children?
Well, it varies a lot really, because when we talk about deaf children, some children have a very mild hearing loss and some children have a quite profound hearing loss, so it varies and it's very individual. So as some general rules, I would say that lots of eye contact, like you would with most people, and that's because they're looking at your face and your expression and reading your lips as well. They're also looking at your body language too, so it's important to face young people. It's really important to speak clearly and at a good pace, so speaking very slowly, which is what some people do, doesn't really help. Likewise, speaking very loudly doesn't help either. Okay, so it's really important to communicate with all deaf people in just the way that you will communicate with others. Mm-hmm.
Do you think it will benefit the children and their families and why the society?
Well, the Orkney Deaf Children's Society was set up to support children and families here in Orkney, so I very much hope it will support them. It's really a really important organisation which focuses on bringing families together. So you can imagine that I work with 18 young people on Orkney who have hearing loss, and they're spread out quite around Orkney, on the mainland and on the Isles as well. So the aim of the society is to connect those people, those families in Orkney, but also to connect them with other deaf children and their families on mainland as well.
Where does it take place and when?
Well, the society has just been set up January this year, so there's just been 2 meetings so far. One took place in Patdale House, which is just up by Burstane Woods, where I'm based, and the second one took place at one of the parents' homes. So I think it will vary, actually, because people come from all different parts of Orkney, so it'd be nice to have the meetings in different locations.
Do you think it was a good decision to start the society, and do you have any reasons why?
I think it was a fantastic idea because from my work in school, I've been trying to bring school pupils together. So youngsters from KGS have been to the academy, and the children from the junior schools have been to join the group as well. But the Orkney Deaf Children's Society will actually bring the wider families of those young people together. So I think it's great that families can talk to each other and do things together and support each other in a way in which they understand the kind of difficulties and difficulties and issues around deafness. So it's very much a supportive society.
If you were a deaf child, would you think that this is a good idea and would you take part and go to the events?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, the young people that I work with have really responded well to the kind of things that we're hoping to do. So we thought it was important that there's been fundraising going on, and we thought it really important to actually ask the young people how they would like that money to be spent, because the money is for them. It's not for adults to go away on days out, it's for the young people and their families to do things together. So the young people have been asked, what would you like to do? And some of them would like to do activities and events here in Orkney, and others would like to go to some national events in mainland Scotland. So the money will help support families with their travel and accommodation, and actually linking up with families south. So I think it's a great idea. Yes.
Why are you so interested in this job?
Well, that's a really interesting question actually, because you won't know this, but I was guidance teacher here in the grammar school for 10 years. And at the time, most of that time, I worked with the hearing support teacher, who then left the post about 2 years ago. And the post wasn't filled, and I saw it advertised again, and I thought, that sounds really interesting. So I decided to go for the job, and I got it, and it becomes more and more interesting every week, every day. So it's a really interesting post, and I'm certainly learning while I'm working as well, which is a great thing to do.
Why did you decide to join the Deaf Children's Society?
Well, actually, I was asked by the parents if I would like to join them. So I'm not on the committee of the society as a parent. I don't have a young person in my family who's deaf. But they asked me as a professional so that I can help advise them and support the group with any maybe information that they need, or any contacts that I have south that can support the work of the group.
What is the best thing about your job?
The best thing, apart from doing interviews like this, one of the great things about my job is that I work with lots of different young people. I've mentioned the age range that I work with, and I'm really enjoying that. And also, I've met really interesting young people who I feel really need some kind of specialised support. So I feel that I can help them with my specialism in hearing loss. And one of the best things, I think, is to see young people who have hearing loss really enjoying school and taking part in school and being successful in school. And I hope that I continue to be a part of that success.
Why did you decide that this job would be a good job for you?
I think one of the reasons that really attracted me, apart from my interest in hearing loss, was it was something completely different from what I was doing before. So that was quite an attraction for me. Actually, I've done a lot of work around supporting young people, but this was something new, and I felt as though I was ready to go. I'm back at university doing a diploma for this particular post, and I really felt like it was a great opportunity for me to support young people and learn something new myself.
Thank you for coming in.
A pleasure. Thank you for asking me.
Hello, I am Jackson and this is Lauren. Today we are here with Jack Woods. He is a deaf teenager from Orkney.
What is it like to be a deaf young person in Orkney?
It's okay at first, and then it starts to to get annoying when you grow up, because you can barely hear anything without your hearing aids, and you can get battery dead, and having to get new ones every time you grow.
How did you find out you were deaf and what age were you?
I was born deaf, so pretty much you know how I found out.
How do you feel about the Orkney Deaf Children's Society, and have you attended any of the events?
I think they're okay and good. And that's all I got.
Was Orkney a nice place to grow up, and what help and support have you had?
The primary school helped and support me throughout when I was deaf. And what was the other question? The first question?
Was Orkney a nice place to grow up?
Yeah, I don't remember when I grew up, but I think it was Orkney when I grew up.
Thank you, Jack, for coming in to do this interview with us.
No problem.
Hello, this is Liam and Keegan. We will now be talking about the spring equinox in Orkney. In Orkney, the tradition is that each spring around the vernal equinox, the Sea Mother, Spring returns to Orkney to take up her summer residence in the sea, but the evil Terran, Winter, is not happy. Her return always prompts the Vortulje, better known as the Spring Struggle, a battle between the two that lasts for weeks, creating devastating storms that churn the sea, creating a boiling froth. In the end, there was always one clear winner, the Sea Mother. Refreshed and strong after her last battle with Gorvili, a battle Terran had won. She overcame Terran and bound him at the bottom of the sea. The Sea Mother began her rightful reign once again. She immediately set to work fixing the damage caused by Terran. She stilled his violent storms and calmed the raging sea. The water was once again calm and warm, disturbed only by the occasional squall caused by Terran struggling to break free. In this year, the spring equinox lands on the 20th of March, but the celebrations in Orkney take place on the 19th of March at the Ring of Brodgar. The weather looks good for the equinox weekend. Saturday holds light cloud, then Sunday looks like it's going to be light rain showers, but as night approaches, it becomes partly cloudy. That's it from us. We'll pass you on to Jasmine and Jenna for our next story.
Hello, I am Jasmine.
And I'm Jenna.
Here is our final story. We will be talking about the Island Games and how Orkney would be able to host them.
The NatWest Island Games is a biannual sporting event where a number of islands come together to compete in various sports, such as athletics, badminton, cycling, football, and many more, including 18 events overall.
The Island Games started in 1985 on the Isle of Man. 15 islands participated, one of which was Orkney, taking home 3 golds, 6 silvers, and 6 bronze medals in total.
Orkney hasn't missed any of the games as of today. The Island Games have already been planned for 2021, and they are planned to be in Guernsey. The estimate for the amount of athletes is about 3,000, so who could host the 2023 Island Games?
It was announced by Orkney Island Council that Orkney would back the bid to host the Island Games in 2023.
The cost of hosting this event is estimated to be over £1 million, and that's excluding the sponsorship.
There are varied opinions in the county about whether it is a good thing.
The only way that Orkney would be able to hold all the athletes is by getting in massive cruise liners as floating hotels, just like Shetland did in 2005.
We would also have to cope with the tourists it would bring, on top of all the tourists we get in every year in Orkney.
That's all from us. Have a nice day.
Cheerio.